Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of the Bullpen. Kev, we got a huge board. Why don't we get straight to it right now? Go ahead and lead us off.
Yeah, thanks, Raf. Today we're talking about the clean aesthetic of gold BJJ. They're phenomenal streetwear they've got. It's not just training gear, guys. You can get streetwear. Raf, are these all gold BJJ? All of these cards are gold BJJ?
Yep, just read the script like we talked about.
Yeah, you're right. They've got a variety of styles. They have a bag. It's phenomenal competition gear. You can bring it with you. You can throw it in the wash. These are really cool. Are any of these for me? Like that bag?
No. They didn't have any stuff for you. They ran out of your
Well, they're
sizes.
really affordable if you need to go out there and get them. You can just get the stuff, goldbjj.com.
These shorts are awesome. I'm going to get this. Wait.
No, do they have a second set for me? Is that a thing they have?
They were like, hey, man, we ran out of stuff, and they didn't have it in your size because like fat. You know what I mean? So, like, these are all for like me. Anyway, go visit our friends at goldbjj.com.
10,000 hours is a steep mountain to climb to become a master, especially when the task at hand puts a relentless demand on your body. There is nothing casual about this sport. It's all in, all effort, all focus. It takes a lot from you, but the reward is unmatched. Mastery of oneself, an acute understanding of your weaknesses with an explosive sense of your strengths. Being able to complete the climb to mastery requires the proper nutrition. This is why it's important to take in a potent blend of electrolytes that is in tune with your output and brings strength to your goals. This potent blend is only found in salt electrolytes. Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs.
Your BJJ game with inverted gear, where pandas and performance meet. Whether you train in a gi or prefer no gi, we have something for you. Our gear is built to last and designed to perform no flashy extras, just high-quality craftsmanship and minimal design. School sale going on now. Visit www.invertijar.com and roll with confidence panda style.
What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, RAF ESPARZA, coming to you with another great installment of the Bullpen, a joint venture from Inside BJJ and the Grappling Hour. I hope you're having a great day. It's Dodger Day. Yeah, that's right. Yo, there's a parade that happened for the Dodgers who won. We win in LA. That's just what happens here. But I don't want to brag about that. I don't want to make you guys feel bad. I just want to tell you guys, we had a great week here in Los Angeles, and we're going to have an even better one in Las Vegas coming up starting on November 3rd. We're going to start with the draft, and the first thing you're going to see on the draft is this guy. And you're going to see me joined by my good friends, who we'll show here in a second. But first, let's get the lower third in. Well, bam. Check that out. All right, I'll take that off now. Let's go ahead and check in on our good friend, Tim Freeman. Tim, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, Raf, I'm doing great. This is my third PGF Season 7 draft. Third time's got to be a charm. I'm coming for the belt. I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like, man, this belt is kind of corny. And then when I saw the belt, I was pretty envious. I have serious belt envy. So I got to win this belt, man. I'm ready. I think I got the pick.
How do you feel having done a draft with myself on TJ DeSantis's program, sir?
You know, I feel like you are a very worthy foe when it comes to the draft game, man. You really pulled one out on me last night, and it was a surprise attack, but it was well played. I would have done the same thing myself, and you left me scrambling, and I had to get even dirtier and even worse, and I felt so bad about it. I had to apologize in real life over my draft actions. I think that draft should be under investigation.
You know what? I'll leave that to the professionals, but unprofessionally, let's go to the birthday boy himself. One, Kevin Sherrill. You know, you can do a lot of things on your birthday, but you're spending it with us.
Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Okay. All right. That's cool. And no longer on the show is Kevin Sherrill, maybe taking his place, is the person who did all the homework for Kevin Sherrill. One, Egg, asking you this right off the top. Why did you send notes, a dossier, if you would, to one Kevin Sherrill?
Against my better judgment, I somehow value his opinion as a multi-time PGF veteran, a coach, somebody that's been grappling pretty much his whole life. I just wanted to send a check, and he said, "Wow, you're thorough." Which I said, "That great, thanks, man." I'm glad I did all the homework for the jock. I appreciate it. It's like high school all over again.
So let me ask this, Kevin. You didn't tell us that you were asking Egg for his official files. You asked for them, and I'd like to know the specific way in which you did ask for them, sir.
And then Egg, I said, absolutely, I'd love to see those. Egg gave them to me, and I went, holy shit. He did a ton of homework, man. You guys don't see what goes on behind the scenes. I knew Egg was well informed, but holy shit. And he was like, yeah, man, give me feedback. And I was like, it's good.
Pretty much. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, let me say this, Kevin. I think you need to save face here, because what brings you into our world now is, yes, you were an athlete. That goes out the window. When you play games with the other hosts, when they ask for input and you say, looks good, you just essentially got a free amount of information. And I think Egg was looking at you as a peer for this one reason, which is on our show, you said you were a stats guy, which means you compile stats. That was not necessarily accurate. It just means that you read stats as opposed to you do them yourself.
We're all stats guys, Kevin. We're all stats guys.
Am I wrong on this assertion, sir?
Yeah, I was about to say, did you want me to refute it?
I mean, I think that was the intention here, but I'd love to hear your response to it.
All right, I'm going to give you the rare, genuine response. I like the after action report. I like to break down what actually happened, the numbers we do have. I'm big on results defining things. So like, maybe the viewers don't know this. In the aftermath of last season's PGF, I broke down everybody's plus minus, the amount of points they gave up versus what they scored for their team. And I was going to do a adjusted plus minus for during your block if your loss or win contributed to winning, how significant that affected things. I like the after action report because you can break down what actually matters, what actually wins things. We have some interesting we're going on the PGF. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We have some interesting stats around, I think it's 150 matches on the PGF. I can't remember. Do you know how many matches happened during the PGF?
Give me a second.
But during all of that, the number of like passes that happened in top pins, the number of submissions that came from a top pin were like dramatically small. It was single digits, one hand, over the course of, however many matches. So you can look at that and learn a little bit more about jiu-jitsu. You're always told that you pass the guard and you maintain these dominant pins because 120, there you go. I think there were less than 5 submissions from top pins. So what that tells us is the top pins are not actually offensive positions. Okay. Which is kind of turning jiu-jitsu on its head. I like the after-action report. Projections out. You can do them, but I'm wrong so fucking often.
The fact that you're like, I don't think you guys know this. I do a lot of stats. Are they correct? Probably not. But
I
do
occasionally
them.
nail them, but I don't feel too comfortable putting my name on it when Egg's sitting right there. I feel like Egg's probably got the more accurate projections. He asked, he's like, sanity check. Is any of this crazy? Because I did his initial 2 early rankings. I messaged him out of the blue and I said, hey, man, you're off your fucking rocker. And he said, yeah, I didn't do a ton of research for this. I just threw it out there. And we chatted about it for
early
a minute.
rankings. It's in the title.
Yeah. Why so defensive?
I should point this out. The name should not make you more insane, Egg, when you put it out. But I do notice in every comment, you are very quick to point out, I just want to say this is the insane, way too early rankings. I wouldn't call it this unless it was way too early, where I think we know that, but people will always respond because they need something to be angry about. And you're kind of the pinpoint guy for stats not being what they are supposed to say.
Oh, thank you. So I am the main guy for being wrong on stats. I agree.
No. You're the blame for stats not being the way they see them in their head. So what ends up happening is no matter what happens, you don't get the result you want. It's like Padres fans who were the second biggest market, who were all watching and tweeting and saying, should have been us. And I go, but it's not. So what are we doing here? Like, it's already been decided. And these guys are like, man, that play was good, but it should have been us. And I go, you guys are weird ex-girlfriends. Holy fuck. This got really strange. So I'm just here enjoying my life. We're going to get to the draft, but I'm going to ask this. Tim, do you have any trash that you would like to talk to the following participants out the window in a few seconds?
Yeah. Yes, I would. The only one who has an actual plan is Egg, and we all know that. Everybody says I have a strategy. That's what we kept hearing last draft. Oh, everything's playing into my hands, my tactics and my strategies. Oh, that's all BS. You come in, you're not sure exactly how it's going to fold out. You got to make decisions on the fly. Kevin's pretending he has a strategy. This is more poker than it is coming in with tactics and strategy. He's laughing.
I have a strategy. I have a strategy. It just happens to also be eggs.
Right. Okay. Exactly. He's like the Nancy Pelosi of mock drafts.
I'm going to go one pick before Egg and just get everyone he was going for.
He beats the market every time.
I'll now turn to Egg. Do you have anything you would like to say to this group?
I hope for some sanity. I watched a draft earlier today that broke my heart a little bit because these are all people that I thought knew something about the PGF, and I think after the first pick when they let Paul Ardea go to RAF for 1,400, I should have stopped watching at that point because I knew it was a professional with a bunch of amateurs. So I assure you, RAF, you're not going to get away with that with me here.
By the way, there's no better moment than true villain to true villain. This dude sends this to me and goes, wow, I can't believe you did that. You won't get away with that on this draft. And I go, what Batman villain is? Because I said that and I go, but what if I do? Like, I don't even know what's going to happen yet. And to Tim's point, Tim's like, Kevin doesn't have a plan. Egg has a plan. I don't know what Raf's deal is. I can't figure this one out.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about you. It's kind of like, well, he might have a plan, and then he might scrap that plan and get another plan halfway through the first plan.
I would tell you guys this.
Go.
So if you haven't had the chance, it just aired, but TJ DeSantis put up a draft. It was myself, Tim, you got Matt Vega, and Matt Elkins. And that was an auction draft. We learned some things on that one. We did. We learned that trades may be up in the air on how they are played at the PGF for real this weekend. So everybody please keep an eye and ear on that. This will not actually be an auction draft. We do not have the capabilities for it, and it's a science experiment. Last year, we found out how it worked without it. This year, we're just going to be going off of it. Now, the real question is this. What is the draft order? Because there's only 3 of us that participated here out of 4. You would be inclined to think in a snake draft that it should be the person who won goes 4th. Okay. Potential, but that means they also go 5th. So,
which is a good thing.
Good things happen. Good things come to those who wait. So, I would like to feel how we figure out the rest of the order. Do we just have Kevin taking Jake's position, or should I randomize the order for the 3 of you?
We should go by age.
I mean, Egg gets to go first then, right?
No, I get to go first.
Egg, are you younger than Tim?
Feel really great about my
He's
I need to use
here to
I
have
need
a
to use
good
products
time.
that my
Hold on.
wife has been trying to get me to use. Thank you.
Well, how old
I
are
had
you?
the same reaction.
No. I know it's close, but what are we talking here?
No, he's got me by 2 years.
2 years. Okay. Damn. Okay. Didn't think that. All right. So then I guess we'll do. Are we going by age? Is that what we're agreeing to?
I'm just joking around. I don't care. However you guys want to do it. I'm
think
going to
we're
win.
I mean, so you say you're randomizing us. What are you doing? What is your spot then?
I mean, I feel
You
like
should randomize all
First,
of us.
4th, and
you
5th.
want to randomize all of us. Okay. Then
Yeah,
that's what we're going to
that's
do.
the first thing.
All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go list randomizer. Okay. I'm going to put the names in order they appear on this screen. Okay. Now, give me a second here. I think I can actually show you guys this. Okay. So here's what it looks like. List randomizer. I'm going to put this on the thing. That is just what I typed in. Kevin, Raf, Tim, Egghead. Okay?
Okay.
Noted.
I'm going to put this, and it says part 2, go.
Why are we watching this part?
Oh, God. All right, the list randomizer is this. Is this order. And I got a screenshot of it. It is all set to go, but here is what it came back with. I will go
love it.
first.
I'm here for it.
That's fine.
Kevin will go second. Tim will go third. Egghead will go 4th, which means Egghead will go 5th. So it's essentially boom, 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 snake draft. All right?
All right.
All right, I'm going to switch to the other screen here so that everybody can see it. If I get the opportunity, I'm going to try and drop them in. We'll be doing them in 30-second intervals. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get something here that is a little bit of a clock. So as you pick them, gentlemen, please explain why it is you are picking who you're picking. So those are my little hints to you guys. I wish, I guess, some of you luck and others of you not. So give me a second here. I'm going to change the color on this countdown clock. And then we should be off to the races.
I mean, Kevin doesn't need 30 minutes to read through all my stuff. He still won't be able to read through all.
Listen, you say that, but have you seen this man read?
I need time to sound it out.
He does need time to sound it out. 0030. Boom. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this clock nearest me. What top? Oh, like right here?
Right there, yeah.
Sorry, it's
See the
blocked.
contrast?
I'm going to go ahead and start. And gentlemen, here's the clock. All right. So my pick should be fairly obvious. It was a little bit disheartening that this didn't happen for me in an auction draft elsewhere. But it's going to happen for me now. Because I will take, as my very first pick, Ryan Aiken on Team Esparza. And I think that shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. He is somebody who I think is positioned to do well. The question is exactly how well. And I think that's going to be something fun to watch. So that will be my time. Gentlemen, we now go to our second pick, which I believe is going to be Kevin. Kevin, who do you have as your first official pick for Team Sherrill?
The new Mr.
Well,
Handsome.
I think it's extremely fitting that I get to select one of my students, my proteges, even one of the Kevinettes that I've brought along and shown everything I know that he's capable of learning. I mean, you can't expect everything from the guy. They have limits. But he's done the best he can, and I got a lot of hope for him. Young, up-and-coming star, Paul Ordia.
As his first official pick on Team Sherrill, Paul Ordia goes home. And it is very interesting to see how these have played out thus far. So, yes, Kevin Sherrill's prime student, quote unquote.
I need a branding statement. We are not Kevin. We are not Team Sherrill. We are Revenge of the Kevinettes.
Revenge of the Kevinettes? Is that what we're called? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you sure
Kevin
you don't want
and
to
the
go
Kevinettes?
Team Sherrill?
That was the Midwest.
No, I'm positive.
Finishers 10, right?
Yep. Kevin and the Kevinettes won the Midwest Finishers trios. Me, Ernesto, and Sergio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Revenge of the Kevinettes. Paul.
Okay, unnecessary contextual history. All right. Well, that's great. I'm going to go now to a weird transition.
Or a really terrible candy that you would get at like some generic movie theater. I'll have some Kevinettes. Yeah, it's prunes and white chocolate. You're going to love it. I'm going for he's like, don't say prunes. Bad memories. Okay, I'm going for Travis Thomas. Easy pick for me. This guy is young, he's hungry, and he's on a run. So I got to go with him. I think he's going to surprise some people.
It almost came out like you were setting out. He's young, he's hot, he's the thing right now. Like I was like, where are we going with that, dude? Travis hot. Thomas will be on your team. Tim, did you have Travis Thomas on your other team?
I did, but I traded him.
Wow, I think that's good to know, Travis. In case you're wondering how much Tim believed in you, he traded you away in another organization, but here he believes in you.
Well,
all right. I'm going to go ahead and put the time on the clock. I just wanted to make sure he knew that if he was watching. We're going to go to Egg. Egg, this is going to be important because this is your first of two picks, so you don't have to do both picks in 30 seconds. I'll give you time for each 30 seconds. But walk us through your first pick, sir.
Let's see. ADCC West Coast Trials winner, heavyweight 2022. ADCC Phoenix Open silver. But he's got – here's the thing. This gentleman is a true 205er. Actually, he's not even a freaking 205er. He's bigger than that. I don't know how he's making this weight. He's the widest back I've ever seen on a gentleman. And he's gone up against the best of the best. I'm talking about Kyle Baim, and he's going to rip people apart. And thank you for overlooking him, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He's definitely a very solid pick, so I don't think you're wrong in being there. It is interesting to see that he could go for such an early time in a draft because some people might have overlooked him on a different draft. Or maybe didn't spend more than how much did they spend, Egg? I'm so sorry.
600. They let you steal him for 600 out of the draft, and that's when I stopped watching. That's when I knew it was Looney Tunes. There was no point. I'm done.
Well, you're not done because you have to go again in a second here. So give me a second.
No, I was done watching that draft. I was like,
oh, okay. I do like that you got mad enough that you texted me. I'm done watching it, and I go, well, it's not my show, so I don't necessarily get that mad, but I love TJ. So I want people to watch his show for a long period of time. We're now going to go to our next pick, which is again with Egghead. Egghead, you get to go again, sir.
And first of all, I love TJ, and I was so happy watching that show, and I'm going to watch the rest of it or listen to it while I drive to Vegas as soon as we're done with this thing. But right now, I think somebody that's really kind of hitting his stride and is ready to make a real breakout performance in the PGF, and he was on our podcast, PGF Insiders, recently, and just showed a real analytical take on the PGF. He's really thinking about what he has to do as a competitor, how he has to prepare for it, and that is Chris Wojcik, the Grappler's Diary. I mean, the man is a professional. We're talking about the Professional Grappling Federation, and he is a professional. He trains professionally, he coaches professionally. Now he writes about jiu-jitsu professionally. He's going to do amazing. Thank you. Chris Wojcik.
You know what? It does sound like you're nominating them for like an important post, like for student council. You're like, today I will vote for Chris Wojcik. He will change the lunches. He'll fix that pothole outside in the parking. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. He's campaigning for him.
So
And I'm drafting, true to my rankings that I gave to everyone in the world. So just pointing that out.
I'm not sure if that's accurate. Kevin, is that accurate to his ratings?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I wanted to make sure.
I actually wrote his picks. I wrote his
thoroughly.
picks down. I'm tracking everything, and I wrote his picks down before he made them.
All right. Let me go ahead and put this up here. I'm going to put time on the clock here in just a second, but I'm going to give Wojcik on over this side. Look at that picture. Wojcik, apparently, this is when they tell you to look mean in the school photo. Like, this is the meanest that he could put up. So we put that right over here on to team. Is it Team Egg? Am I right here? Or what is it? Team Egghead? What are we calling this?
Team Egghead.
All right. Team Egghead it is. All right. We go back in order. This time is going to Tim. Tim, you have 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay. Well, I wanted Chris. So thanks for that, Egg. That's irritating. I'm stuck between two picks here, and I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna go with. But he's also a very talented grappler. Has a very distinct game. I think he has a chance to catch some submissions. Are set up in a particular way. I think he's going to do pretty well there. Put some points on the board. So I'm going to go with Kyle Chambers.
By the way, this is Kyle Chambers really mad that you're leaving the party early.
Yeah.
Like he's looking at you like, bro,
happy.
you didn't even stay for the cake, bro. Like it's a little too early to leave, man. You're gonna do this? I'm throwing this party, brother. So
I got
that's what we got
podcast
going
I
on.
got to do.
He's
All right.
coming off a really strong showing at the AIGA qualifiers.
He did look good at AIGA qualifiers, and we'll see if he's part of the team that goes very soon back to the Kazakhstan, I believe is where it's going to be held. So thank you for that tidbit of information. I'm going to come back to you, Kevin. The next pick goes to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm kind of going against the grain here and taking a guy who has shown an ability to finish very rapidly, known more for his defense, but if he's coming in prepared to put people away, we've seen him do it on a massive stage with the submission over Big Smooth. I'm going to take Adam Bradley.
All right, Adam Bradley is coming on over to you.
Welcome to the Kevinettes.
I'm not. You can call it whatever you want. I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying Team Sherrill. You can say officially whatever it is. It's just the matter of Kevinettes. And I thought it would bring back bad memories that you barely won a debate against Tim, as he mentioned, for candies. So there is that.
You didn't even win, dude. I pissed
He did.
the judge
And you know what
off.
the worst part is? When we put it up to votes, and I need you to understand this, Tim, we put up 3 voting options. Who won? Kevin, Tim, or mistrial? You put mistrial. If you would just put Tim had won, then it would at least give credence to your case. You're saying you also did not do a good job.
No, what
I
I'm
appreciate you
saying
being honest.
is, look, I am an objective person, so I would be willing to retry that. I'm not just going to go like I won because it's me. I'm not like Kevin. Like, you know what I mean? He picked the easy
You're
pick,
right.
and
You're
then
right.
I
You're not like
irritated
me.
you. It didn't work out for me, man. And I was disadvantaged. I was in a car. There's
You
a
were
lot of things
indeed
going
disadvantaged.
Jesus Christ. Let's not go that route. Okay, you know what? I think it's time for me to do my thing. But Egg, I will say, you have been in the chat every single time. What has been your thought on PGF court that will then take place next week, but currently bullpen court?
So, instruction, tutoring, help. I am available while we stay in the same hotel. I can teach you how to do cross-examination. It's kind of like when somebody looks at your golf swing and say, hey, what do I need to do? Lessons.
Rebuild it.
Wow.
From the top.
I don't know where to start.
All right, let me go ahead and do my thing now. All right. Can I tell you, honestly, I wish there was a way that I had been even more maniacal than I normally am. If I had talked to both Tim an egg and said, wouldn't it be funny if we made Kevin and we all agreed to not pick Elijah so that he had to be on Kevin's team? It would have been the smartest play in the world. Unfortunately, I do think he does produce some points, and I am conflicted from my comedy, but I will pick the jabroni himself, Elijah Carlton. I do wonder how he'll do, but I think the experience will come through, and I think putting them together on a team is pretty good, so we'll see how that ends up. Very intrigued to see how he plays at 205, so that would be my pick number 2. We're going to now get into my third pick here, and for that, I have to tell you guys, this is where the game starts becoming a little bit more outside. A lot of the people we picked here could be your top tier guys. They could be the people that you could see in the top 8 for that finale. So now it becomes who's still available and who are you truly looking out for? And with that, last week I would have been willing to say maybe as a guess, this is the time you look at a Brailer. Maybe this is the time you look at other people. I'm willing to take a risk here and see how it plays out. I'm willing to see how being undersized works for one Davis Asari, because he is a good competitor, and if he's on a run like he was last time, I'd like to see him kind of do that again. All right, we're now going to go back to Kevin. Kevin, you pick for your third member of Team Sherrill.
Yeah, it's only right that I pick up my other student. He's got a lot to learn, but I believe in him. I don't think it's right that I not show faith in someone who I consider something of an understudy. I'm going to pick the actual Kevinette in the draft. Paul is joining us. He just made it. Congratulations, Paul. Ernesto Rivera to the Kevinettes.
So this photo of Ernesto, by the way, you said that you were going to be roasting him. I need to see if that is going to be proof, because we need to see if you have the stuff here on this show, Kevin. So I need to see right here, right now, that you are able and willing to fulfill your duties on this show. So let me hear your best roast for this photo of Ernesto.
For that particular photo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to be real, man. I don't know who let this man take that photo in a Walmart t-shirt, but good for him. That's bravery. That's bravery,
I will
guys.
say, isn't that the t-shirt that they said marked safe from that thing?
Yeah, it has history. I make fun of them all the time because they use a different manufacturer for their rash guards, and I talk my shit. But yeah, they have marked safe from Jucal. Jucal's the head of all the ATTs, and he challenged a guy to a bet match, and that guy refused and hid, and we've been making fun of him relentlessly.
Copy that.
So.
All right. We're going to move forward before we get dragged into that nonsense. But I believe now the pick goes back to Tim. Tim, you're up.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to go with the gentleman that I have not drafted yet, but every draft I have been instructed that this guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I'm going to follow the advice and go with one Andre Porfirio. I don't know why I have such a hard time with his name, but Andre
Porfirio. Just sound it out.
Porfirio. I thought there was an I in there, but
got to be more rolled R's, but
okay.
Baby.
So he's on my team. Welcome to the team.
There you go.
Happy to have you. Thank you very much, guys.
He seems very happy to be on your team. Look at that. From that
Super
photo,
stoked.
super stoked. All right, Egg, regale us. What do you got next?
I'm really excited. I mean, you had him on your show, Raf, and you pointed out what a great piano player he is. But I'm excited for how much he's going to, break people's legs. And he's just a beast. He's a young man that came from down under, and he's exciting. I'm really pumped because we actually talked back and forth a good amount to have him on my team. And Sebastian Attard, your Austin qualifier winner, he's going to do phenomenal, and he is on Team Egghead. Yes, sir. Thank you. Let's go.
This is one of the ones that it seems like it's a risk, but I will say his performance was good enough in the qualifiers because it's what you hope a qualifier does do, which is he does get his submission wins. And even though the level of talent will be a little bit higher, even getting one or two of those in that third slot it does go a long way. So an excellent pick, sir. My hat's off to you. I'd like to know where you're going next because you get to.
That does not get enough respect because he's kind of stepped away from being a competitor as much. And I noticed the clock's not running, so I can talk for as long as I want.
No, fuck that. No,
but,
hold on.
Okay, the gambler said clock. Okay, noted. All right, very well. But he's now the promoter of main character jiu-jitsu. But we all know him, or at least the OGs know him as a standout from PGF Season 2. And then even better from PGF Season 5 as the runner-up. He will rip off your arm without thinking about it. He will truck the heck out of you. He is a beast. He is Kamoy Anderson, and he's on Team Mega. Thank you.
Copy that. Every time, the politeness cannot be taken away from you. I do appreciate that. Kamoy Anderson making his way to Team Egg. Tim, do you have any observations about anybody's team thus far?
Yeah, I wanted to get Kamoy. Everybody is getting people that I want, and that's kind of annoying. So I guess you guys are making good picks. I think Kevin is, he's a homer, so he's going to pick his guys no matter what. He's the guy that plays fantasy football and gets all Raiders because that's his favorite team. You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't know why I lose every season. I keep losing. It's like, well,
you only screwed on one bye week. It's okay.
Yeah. But so far so good. I believe it's my pick.
It is. You get to go now.
I wanted Kamoy, but I didn't get him. So I'm going to go with a young gun, relatively new black belt, someone who I've had the pleasure of doing a few rounds with, and it was anything but pleasure. It was terrible and it was painful. And I think this guy, he still has a lot of potential in the tank, and I'm excited to see him. I'm going to pull in the Russian Fedor Nikolov.
Fyodor.
So,
that's unnecessary.
Hold on. First of all, don't show off. Second of all, BMAC said we could call him either. He was like, the right pronunciation is Fedor. And I'm like, under no circumstances, sir. So I'm going to do my real American talk because that's how things get done here in real America. So he can be called Fedor if he wants to be, but it's probably going to be Fedor. So we'll
real
get
America,
to that.
You're like from California. I'm from Kansas, man.
Kansas,
I'm from real America.
Brother, the mid parts don't count. Everybody knows that. All right, let's go to Kevin now. Kevin, I believe you go next.
Yeah. I'm going to be real. I'm just stealing off of Egghead at this point. I literally opened up my file, my list of who's left on there that's scoring points, because I'm deeply unfamiliar with this man. I'm sorry. He's going to be the unknown warrior. I'm going with Marcin.
Okay.
Can you say his last name, please?
Nope.
For the record.
Nope.
It's Masulovic.
Is it? I was thinking
it is
Machulowicz, but
it's a Superman villain. Actually, is what it is. It's Mr. Mabel.
I'm gonna call him Champ. Get on in there, Champ. You got this.
Fair enough. All right, guys, you're seeing all these round out. I'll go ahead and do my pick next. I gotta say this. I gave this guy a little bit of mess because he was watching the other draft, and I made a bid for him. I didn't get him. It's a little unfortunate because I thought to myself he would be pretty good on a team Esparza. And I'm glad to say that, Nathan, you need to come on aboard over this way because, listen, brother, it's not that I didn't believe in you. It's just I didn't have enough money. And at that point, now we get to rectify. We need to pull you back here and bring you to a winning team because he's also served as a correspondent for this very show. So I'm going to give him some love, and I do believe in him. I do want to see him do better now that he's gotten his first taste of PGF, and it'll be interesting to see what he does on his next venture. So, Kevin, I'm going to come to you. Do you have any news, observations, or notes? Have you run any stats yet? I guess I should say about anybody's teams here.
Hold on.
On anybody's team?
What's that? Go ahead.
On anybody's team, I have noticed that your guys all suck and mine are great, and I'm going to win. That's what
Okay.
my projections say.
Spoken like a true something. Interesting on that. Okay.
Truth
10-year-old.
adaptation.
I'm going to ask this. Do you have any observations here? Any last observations, Egg, before we get into our last picks?
You know, I gotta say, Raph, you put together a really great team. I definitely like that. I think all those guys. I mean, at least your top three are definitely killers. They're gonna get things done. And Haddad, as we saw last season, is a real stopper. So he has that awesome throw by to the back take to the rear naked choke. If he gets in positions, dominant positions in so many of his matches, and so many times he doesn't quite get it. If he's improved since last season and gets just a few more, or just even one more kill, man, he's a huge pickup. I mean, I think he's great. I mean, I really like your team, but I also really like my team, and I appreciate
Your team is good. I'll give you credit, brother. I do like your team as well. I think it could come down again to me and you is what it is. Not to disparage anybody else's team.
Insane
Tim,
take.
Tim, what is your issue?
Absolutely wild take.
This is completely just dismissive of the other two squares on the screen.
That's what
The
you're
other
supposed to do.
rectangle.
What am I supposed to do? This is
Listen,
a
I see
DI
3
sort of
squares
draft.
on this
I'm
screen.
not supposed
You
to
know
be here
what
and
I'm
be like, well, let me say a nice thing about Tim too. Oh, and Kevin, what a great surprise. You would pick people that you know and trade with. Ooh, look at me being nice to everybody. No, it's a very direct hit. It is a proportional hit on this. They gave me enough time to pick my last person, which is, I'm going to amend a wrong here. I'm going to end
notice
this.
Raph turned the clock off for his pick?
Yeah, dude, I do what I want. I run this shit. But you still have 30 seconds. So thus, bink, bink, bink. Here's my 30 seconds. All right, I'm going to amend a wrong here, which is very simple. This dude recommended somebody to me who has helped with a lot of my workouts. Shout out Asim. I love this dude. I think the world of him. I think when you pick your last pick, you want it to be somebody who you feel's got the experience. I want to bet on him. It's a big uphill struggle, but I'm going to go with my boy Cam Hurd. Cam, come onto the team.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the way he started that, I thought he was picking me.
No, brother.
No, I thought it was gonna be Dory, but
no,
okay.
Dory's also a friend. It's just I have to say this. It comes down to a little bit of Dory's gas tank is not in question. His gas tank, he'll be throughout the week. I do wonder who's going to give up neck points to Dory, because I think that's the hardest thing, and I think that's what he's going for. So, at least with Cam, if we had played it the other version that Egghead was proposing to the team, maybe I would have gotten a takedown point or two with my boy Cam, but I guess other people didn't want to play that way because they didn't have a cheat code.
Yeah, we play by the real rules.
Where's Cam?
I'm going to put him up. I have to find him. It takes me a second to put this up, dude.
It's just the Super Smash Bros. You haven't unlocked this character yet.
No, you know what it is? When you guys are sitting here, you're like, is Raph stalling? And it's like, is Raph running this shit? Does he have to do 12 different things?
He was going to put Tim on his team.
He's gonna move me.
That's cheating.
The dumbest
I
part
don't know how
of
many
this.
points Tim's gonna get for you. I don't know.
Group. Wow. I can't believe anybody let that one slide. Of all people, he's not going to get any points for you. I'll be like, if that's the case, I'm going to just drag Kevin. Anyway, Kevin, you get to go.
Oh.
Your time begins now. Go.
You guys are goofballs. There's Raph, you screwed up. There were 4 guys left, and only one of them is a finisher. This guy hunts kills. He's got a weird fucking style. He's submitted a lot of good guys. He's going to get some kills. Give me Brad Schneider.
Yep.
I'm blown away he went this long. Absolutely shocked. Let's go.
Partially.
That's not Brad Schneider, but good try.
Partially
No,
because
hold
Brad
on.
Schneider
Hold on,
just
shut
came
up.
in yesterday.
He did.
Yeah, I figured he'd be overlooked. That's why I've been like kind of tiptoeing, hoping nobody like has done their research. Brad's good as shit, dude.
Yeah, no one's done their research. No one.
Nope.
I mean, I like
Not one
Brad too. I
person.
think he's a good
Except for
pick.
me. I have a whole document of notes.
Can I point this out? Maybe some of us didn't pick him because we knew you needed him. You know what I mean? Like maybe you didn't pick as well up top, that you needed a little bit of help there, bud.
That's crazy work. Crazy
Actually
work. He
not
said
crazy.
you didn't pick that well up top. You grabbed a whole bunch of 170 pounders, my guy.
That's fair.
It's a
But I'm
wrap
looking
for
at
you.
your boy Paul, who's got a lot of work carrying a lot of load on that one. Bradley's very good. Points is
Listen,
a problem.
Paul is phenomenal at carrying and taking loads. He's great.
All right, I'm gonna let that live as long as everybody wants it to. Tim, you go next.
Well, I got two choices here, and not fairly familiar with both guys, but I'm gonna go out and pick. You gave me some information that actually persuaded me to go with Dory Allen. So Dory, welcome to Team Bacon. We got Team Egg underneath us, which whatever. Nobody just eats eggs. You got to have the bacon. You could put bacon on everything, eggs. So even on eggs, you even put bacon on eggs.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that team fill out.
It's terrible.
There's a couple bald guys staring at their face next to Team Bald is really what that one should be called.
Yeah.
All right. Egg, let's just make it formal. Who do you have as the last member of your team? And say a nice word or two in the last 30 seconds.
So I'll have a guy that started out with MMA, so he's tough. He's got the grit, so that should help him going through the gauntlet that is the PGF. He's also a gentleman that has a win over Tim's second pick, Kyle Chambers, but I'm sure he doesn't, hasn't done the research to know that. But it's okay. So he let me have him. I appreciate that. Thank you for that kind offer, sir. Very nice of you to be kind to me. I will take one, Caleb Crump. He also knows a little about the PGF because he was there at PGF Season 6. So he should have a feeling for how this goes. He has a familiarity with the system that will also help him this season. Thank you.
Caleb Crump, seen here, winning the Will Forte lookalike contest, but surprised that he did win. So there is that one as the final.
Surprised that he did win is
McGruber.
I was going to say Jesus, but Will Forte is way better. It's like Will Forte as Jesus.
It's Will Forte as Jesus. Screw you, Jim Caviezel. This time, Jesus gets his revenge. All right, so these are the teams. Over here, you have Team Esparza with Ryan Aiken, Elijah Carlton, David Zassari, Nathan Haddad, and, of course, Cam Hurd. Then for Team Tim, talk your team out.
So I have Travis Thomas, Kyle Chambers, Andre Porfirio, Fedor Nikolov, and Dory Allen.
And Team Sherrill.
Team Kevinettes. The Kevinettes this year are going to have Paul Ordia, Adam Bradley, Ernesto Rivera, Martin, and Brad Snyder.
Thank you for that. Marcin Marcelowitz. Thank you. All right, we'll get that to you by Monday.
The guy. That's the champ. That's my guy.
My guy.
And Egghead, who is your team, sir?
Kyle Bame, Chris Wojcik, Sebastian Tard, Kimoy Anderson, Caleb Crump. I am ecstatic. It's a bunch of killers, and they're going to kill y'all.
You did pick a good team. I won't lie to you. I feel good about it. But you know what? Here's the nice part, Egg, and I don't know if you pick up the same thing I do. I got to be honest. I think this year's teams are a little more competitive than last year's because I don't want to talk shit about last year's teams. But, we knew by day 2 it was me and you. So we'll see how things go this year. Gentlemen, we're going to get the birthday boy out to his celebrations. But we say to you, Team Kevin, a.k.a. Team Kevinettes, which I still can't believe they all agreed to that. We hope you have a great rest of your birthday. We will see you tomorrow, sir. So safe travels to you, my man.
Yeah, holy crap. I'll see you guys in Vegas, man. I'm super excited.
All right, brother. Go enjoy your holiday,
See you, Kevin.
your one true day.
See y'all.
And now we're going to bring this down to the group of the 3. And I thought it was a good exercise. Tim's been running his mouth. A good opportunity to put a debate, and I know I'm springing it on you last minute where you're not fully prepared, but I wanted to know if you would be willing to school Tim in a debate of my choosing. Do you agree to these terms? Are you good with it? Where are you at, sir?
Let's go, as the kids say.
All right.
As the kids say, let's go.
You know what? I don't have kids, so I'm gonna take your word. But that was the chipperest "let's go" I've ever heard. Maybe maybe missing a word or two on that.
Maybe you
one.
are older than me now that I consider it.
So
No gray hair, bud.
before we get to this, and normally there is a topic selected ahead of time, the team did not do one this week. So I would like to present it to you guys if there is a topic that you feel like presenting to me, and we will make that. Otherwise, I will pick one from random. So,
well, I just want to make a case for, look, obviously some people have been brought in as ringers, and that's okay. You know, this is like, you know, community church football on a Saturday, and you brought a professional in. That's all right. I can deal with that. But I would prefer that the topic then not be something, you know, like I need a topic I can play around with. I could stretch a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. That was a lot of nothing that you just said, though.
It's just,
Egg,
I need.
Do you have something for me?
It's amazing. Oh,
Egg,
as far as
do you
me,
have
no, it's whatever you want.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. All right.
I'm just saying, give me a topic I can work with.
So what is that? That's literally what I asked you, and then you were like, maybe if someone give me something I can work with. I'm like, it's an open forum right now, sir.
You have something you're comfortable with, Tim. What would you like? What are you comfortable, you know, arguing about?
You know, I don't know. That's Raph is going to come up with the topics. I got to come up with the silly stuff to say. I'm just saying, give me some putty to use, man.
All right.
You know?
So, I mean, work it backwards. What silly stuff do you? What topic do you know you have silly stuff?
We're not going to do this, Egg.
All right. Last week we talked about candy. This week maybe we bring it back to jiu-jitsu. How about this? I think this is a good one, and we'll see how this one plays out. Gentlemen, your task today, be it resolved in this courtroom, is to tell me what the best rule set for jiu-jitsu is that is not the PGF. Gentlemen, the best rule set in jiu-jitsu that is not the PGF. I will give you 30 seconds to think about that. Well, I thank everybody for watching. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. As you may or may not know, we will be on the team for PGF this Sunday. So you got the pre and post show team, as well as Egghead, who's going to be in charge of giving you fantasy updates throughout the week. I believe he's going to have a wonderful partner. I'm very much looking forward to those segments. And you can catch all YouTube. You can follow that action all week. You can also see our pre and post shows here, but the entirety of the competition will be for the teams on YouTube until we get to the finale for the top 8. That finale will air on UFC Fight Pass. So, gentlemen, did I give you both enough time? Normally, you know, Kevin is known as the defense here, so he starts second. Tim, are you ready to give us your opening statement, sir?
Yeah, I am. But I just have a quick point of clarification.
Yes,
what
sir.
if we both pick the same rule set?
It's possible you do.
can't. So you go first, and I have to pick something else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Listen, Egghead knows how to work for a producer. He's just like, so maybe you pick the one I like, and then I just argue and win on something I didn't care for 2 seconds ago.
Well, that's normally the tactic I play, but picking first, I realized, like, you know, Egg's pretty formidable here. So anyway,
He's no Kevin Sherrill, Tim.
No, he's not. He's absolutely not.
All right, Tim, you get to go first here. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Raf. It's a pleasure to be here, even though this was sprung on me. Normally, I just represent people in kangaroo court. But here we go. Best rule set in jiu-jitsu outside of the PGF. For me, it's a clear-cut decision, and this is based on a few things, which I'll tell you. EBI has to be the best rule set outside of combat CJI. I'm sorry, PGF. Excuse me, strike that from the record. And here's why. Number one, there's always a winner. No matter what, there's always a winner, and the winner is determined by the athletes and not the judges. The second is that it's the longest running. It's been around for a long time. They've pulled off multiple shows. Obviously, it's a format that works. There's viewership. UFC Fight Pass. It's entertaining. So those would be my two.
Pardon me, he's out of time.
This guy.
He is out of time. That is correct. I will have to heed to that. Sustained. We'll now go over to Egghead. Your minute begins now, sir.
So the longest running, really? Not ADCC, which was going on well before EBI? Pardon me, sir. Do we know math? Come on. Now ADCC, because the Kings decided they want to know who was the best grappler amongst all formats, and we have to think about what's the rules. First, you get half the time. One, it's 6 minutes. No, you get 3 minutes of, hey, can I sub this guy out? 3 minutes of sub only. Do what you want. You want to sit down? Great. Attack however you want. And then, hey, because we actually need objective ways to measure people and to allow them to win for themselves, then we have points. And then, okay, so it goes amongst all grapplers. So, hey, I get a takedown, I get my points. I get some back points, I get my points. So we have the best of two different worlds, sub only and points, available for all grapplers.
All right, Egg, I will open it up for Cross X. Your time begins now.
When did EBI start?
I was wrong, okay? I get it.
Very well. Okay. So you'd also agree that there's a fair amount of people that say stall. They kind of dance around the corners, things like that. Right?
Yes.
You can say yes. All
There's
right.
mitigation
also,
for that, but yes.
Yeah, they also had to implement a get down rule because so many people were playing patty cake. Just kind of like pushing on each other, didn't they?
Yes. It's like stalling.
Okay.
Call.
Yeah, and it's also 10 minutes long, right?
Yep.
So you could have a stinker of a match that you have to watch for 10 minutes, and then you have to figure out if they're just waiting for overtime or if they just both suck. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So you'd agree you could have a really boring night watching EBI format. Isn't that right?
Potentially, yes. As with any promotion.
All right, your time has expired. Tim, I'd like to go to you. You now have 1 minute of Cross X, sir.
Okay. Would you agree that you could have boring ADCC matches?
Only 6 minutes worth. That's 40% less than EBI.
I mean, I thought these were yes or no's. Are we allowed to expound on our answers, or how's that work?
On this one, I will. Hold on, sustain. That works. Yes or no, sir?
Did he object to my answer? So was his objection non-responsive? Because it was.
He was asking for you to be more clear and to time. All right, Tim, go back.
Let's go, baby. Okay, so all of the things that you named as drawbacks for EBI also exist in ADCC. People game the. Would you agree that people?
Is this in the form of a question, Alex Trebek?
Would you agree that people game the ADCC point system?
People will game every point system.
So that's yes, you do agree. Would you agree that? Would you agree that referees can award points or not award points up to their discretion, and that has impacted the outcome of matches in ADCC?
There are criminals everywhere that do not follow the rules.
So I guess that's a yes. Would you agree that in EBI, there is no ref decision, that only the actions of the competitors matter? Even the ref's not even deciding.
Who says when they get out of that submission attempt in overtime?
That's clear cut, though.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Who makes the call? Who makes the call?
The ref makes the call. But they also will do replays.
Indeed. The ref makes the call, doesn't it?
It has a much smaller footprint than it does. In an ADCC match, the ref's making the call 15 times in a match. In EBI, might just be once. Might not even happen. Every match doesn't go to overtime.
3 different rounds of overtime. That's actually 6 times.
Or 3 different rounds of overtime in ADCC. That happens there as well. And in
It's
ADCC,
not three
you
different
see
rounds
these
of ADCC overtime.
you overtime round. Oh, maybe 2 is
Just
at the
one.
max.
Just one.
It's just 1. It's unlimited time.
Wait,
It goes unlimited.
First
I
of all,
didn't know
you're
it was
boring
unlimited.
me now. So we were on a good chart until you bored me. All right.
I have
You
one
guys
more
were sitting there
question.
going over objectives. Like, how many times? 3 periods? 2 periods? 1 period? Colon? Semicolon? Yes. There's
Ref, it's his cross X. It's my job to mess him up.
No, I understand that. That was good. You almost did. I want to now get into closing statements. Tim, you can go ahead and start here, sir. 1 minute.
Okay, my close. All right. EBI is the premier rule set because there is always a winner. And there's way less controversy over who the winner is. And if athletes stall, then they don't make money. They do it for free. ADCC, you'll have a guy go out and do half the match in one grappling style and the other half of the match in another grappling style, which shows you that the rule set impacts the way the matches play out in a artificial way. And the get down rule is not anything else besides a stalling penalty, which exists in ADCC. And you would also agree that PJ Barch mounted Mika in ADCC and didn't get points, and he should have won. So, and that just happened. We saw it because the ref didn't give him points. You know that. You know he had him out. So yeah, I know I'm not super eloquent here, but ADCC has so many problems that somebody had to try to take it out. Nobody's done that for EBI. That doesn't even exist. Everybody loves EBI.
Tim, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Your closing statement begins now.
The best. You get 2 different styles for competitors in an ADCC match. So you get to see them go sub only. So you get to see them go wild, go crazy, give everything they got. And then you get to see them be more strategic. Yes, sir, you get to see 2 different variables of every competitor to see the best of all they have to offer you. That's exciting. That's great. That's exploring things. And he would give you one match that was a travesty out of the thousands and thousands of ADCC matches that happen every year with the Opens and the ADCC trials and the ADCC. Come on, sir. One match, an exception does not make the rule, sir. Come on. And so the get down rule, again, that just shows you the boringness of people trying to just blatantly stall to get to EBI overtimes. But in ADCC, you have the options. If you're a leg locker, go for it. Get them in that first 3. But other than that, hey, you have to show you have positional dominance. And that's what matters in jiu-jitsu.
Wait, did you put that one or was that me?
I was getting ready to. I popped it and then I stopped.
Oh my! I got
Pretty
really
cool,
nervous when I
chap.
pressed something here because I pressed the time and
Right
the
at
little
the
time
same
button.
time, I know.
When I pressed that, I got really nervous. I was like, "Oh shit! Did my fat finger make that other sound go?" Gentlemen, I want to thank you both for your argumentation and your rhetoric today. Even though 60% of it did not make any sense, I am very proud of both of you for making your way through of it. I would like to point this out. Tim, you came in like a Simpsons character lawyer. It was rough at the beginning. You asked the court for things that we don't necessarily do here, but towards the middle, you did find a little bit of momentum, and I do have to acknowledge you for that. So thank you for that. Egg, thank you for showing us how it's done. Though I would ask this. You did start in with a little bit of almost cross-X language when you were starting. You were attacking his points instead of making your own, which made me think, did you have an argument to stand on to begin with? Nonetheless, argumentation was clear, and I do appreciate the fact that you gave us one main point that you broke into 2, which was really that it was the king's sport and that you broke it into half the time and objective points. So now it gets down to the nitty-gritty. How did the cross-X go? Honestly, Egg, getting the person in the middle of their cross-X to basically just say you're right is insurmountable. At that point, how am I supposed to rule in anyone else's favor if the person basically told you I tap out mid cross-X? So for that, and mostly just that, Egghead, you are considered the winner of today's trial. Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. My ruling is final. there is no appeals court. Thank you very much.
Man, I just got to say,
Go ahead.
Listen, I have to be honest. He was right. I misspoke. So I couldn't lie. You guys, everybody knew I wasn't going to lie. I think that's a testament to my integrity as a Simpsons lawyer.
Can I tell you the one thing that this did not have enough of, which was shenanigans, gentlemen? There was a very straightforward case. And Tim, if you had just stuck to the comedy, you would have won.
Dude, Egg intimidated me, man.
I know it's tough.
What
you
am I
gotta
going to
stare
do?
back at him, and you got to say, like, "Excuse me, sir. Should it be Mr. Head or Mr. Egghead?" I'm not sure. That's where you come in and you find your bearings. But I will say, there was a moment where you were asking some good questions back. I thought you were gaining momentum back, and especially your closing statement. Can I just make one recommendation to you, Tim? In the future, if you feel that someone is going hard on ethos, you got to respond hard with pathos. You got to come in and be like, the Matthew McConaughey in A Time to Kill. You got to come in and be like, everybody close your eyes. I'm going to draw out a real big picture for you guys. Imagine yourself in a field. And then watch this court melt and be like, you know what? He showed a lot of guts.
Okay.
A-. Egg, do you have any notes to give to Tim? Because I want these things to get better, but I need these guys to do quick.
So you spent 25 seconds of your opening hemming and hawing. You didn't get to anything. You just get word salad for 25 seconds. So if you need more time before you start, just ask for it. And write down a few points. I mean, you have very limited time. So just like think about your three main points and just hit them. And if you need to say, like what he's saying, like speech camp, like I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, then I'm going to tell you what I told you. You can do that. And you can just preface it, hammer it, and then again, bring, close with it. You can do that. You started doing a good job on cross-ex. I really appreciate that. The fact you're doing the statements that I have to say yes to. That's exactly what we want to do in cross-examination. So as Raf was saying, you definitely have improved on that. And don't answer yes or no ever if you can help it. Always, unless if you have actual a jury, or you see the trier of fact here getting kind of tired of it, then you got to step off and just say yes. But other than that, and he's a person who's done this trade, so he's going to let you do it. So try to find any way to not answer yes or no.
I got you. We're not swearing on the Bible, so I can say whatever I want.
You know what? You're only putting it on the show, which the Bible will burn if any of us put a hand on that thing. So I think
I'm pure as the driven snow. I don't know what you're talking about.
You said you're a Catholic, sir. You already have your issues. There is no Catholic that comes to this court that doesn't have baggage already, if not their own emotional baggage.
Fair enough.
Let me just say this. Thank you for that. The thing that upset me about this is Kevin had to go, and I can't yell at him because it's his birthday, but he's the one that needs this the most. Like, this exercise was designed to be like, I thought I was going to have Egg be like the actual judge, and I was going to sit back and direct it. And then that way these guys could get a real experience of like, hey, listen, I let some things fly in my court, but I don't think Egghead was going to let a goddamn thing fly in this court. Nonetheless, I feel like it's good experience. Those things up, he might have learned a thing or two, but I very much look forward to this. I almost feel like the version of this that we'll do is that we'll actually make Egg the bailiff that I just always cheat off of, and I'm like, Egg, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah, okay.
He's Rusty from the People's Court.
Exactly, he's Rusty from the People's Court, who's actually the judge, but I just like play the judge. No, I think we're gonna try and do a couple of these at the very least when we have PGF next week. So I hope if you guys enjoy this segment, great, but come up with some ideas and let us know what it is that you would like to see us debate when we get there, because I'll tell you this much. Woo, it's going to be a very fun week in Vegas. Like, the stuff that they are improving, and we've been on calls and we've been texted about, it is incredible. Like, even being able to tell you guys Egghead and a special, can we say who it is? Have you guys already said who it is?
I do not believe it's been disclosed.
I don't think so either.
And I'm always cautious because I got in trouble before, sir. No more.
We'll err on the side of caution and say Egg, and a very special friend of his will be at a desk, and they'll be giving you guys updates about the fantasy teams, and a lot of you should be playing, so we'll have more information on that, but there's going to be a whole app that you can go through to use. Very excited about that, and we'll have some of that coverage on our pre and post shows as well. And Tim, this is something I'm excited about, is we'll be announcing the submissions of the night on the pre and post shows. So I'm very excited to be able to bring that information to everybody, as well as our usual hijinks. The return of the board will happen on Sunday before, but gentlemen, I'll let you plug your stuff before I start doing the wrap up language. But my thanks to both of you. Egg, please tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Well, you can see all these rankings that they obviously stole from on eggheadwarrior.com. I've ranked all the people both on power rankings for the PGF, and I don't have a nice cover up yet, but I do have all my fantasy picks there as well. You can also see me with PGF Insiders. We normally go on at 7 o'clock Eastern on Sundays on the PGF World YouTube channel. And finally, if you'd like to help me out a little bit, give me a little scratch for all the work I do. All I got right now, if you use the promo code Egghead at XMarshall, you will save 15%, and I'll get a little bit. So,
yeah, that's great, dude. We should definitely be doing that one. We will plug that on our show as well, sir. So our thanks to you, Egghead. As always, top tier analysis. I'm very happy to have you joining us for next week as well. And Tim, tell the
me on Inside BJJ. It's on all the podcast platforms and social media stuff. It's all Inside BJJ. There's patreon.com/Inside BJJ. And next week we'll be out in Vegas, so can't wait to see you guys out there. If you're in Nashville, come see us at 10th Planet Nashville. If you're out in Stockton, go see my folks out there at 10th Planet Stockton. And Egg, it was very nice seeing you again. You are a very formidable foe, and I learned a lot from this today. I actually, sometimes you got to do the wrong thing in order to see what the right thing is. And now I got it. I get it. I was playing a square. I get it. I'm down. Let's go, baby. The next time you see me in court,
oh wow,
it's gonna be a different story.
Just legitimately Lionel Hutz going over and go, objection, sir, can he do one of those? Like, it's so good to me. And it legitimately made me so happy because it was just 30 seconds of you going, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. And then realizing, like, no, there's a butterfly in this cocoon yet. We just got to release it. Egg, I have to be honest here. I know you said you were going. There's a part of me that is like, we need to immediately release him at like 3:30. But there's another part of me that knows California traffic that says,
yeah, I'm good.
Give you another hour before you go. Like, at least try to bypass some of that traffic because it won't do any good leaving right now.
Man, beautiful weather out here, man. California's got beautiful weather.
Absolutely.
That's what you got. And a whole lot of people that love getting in car accidents.
We got a lot more than that. It's just you have to time your stuff out. It's part of the reason why I'm either going super early in the morning or I'll see you guys late at night. Those are the only two windows. Midday, not happening. When somebody's like, see us there at 5, I was like, no, I've been there since 9 a.m. and I'll just chill. So screw you guys. But gentlemen, I'm going to see you both in Vegas. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to close this off and then I will say bye to you guys in a second. But thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a joint venture of Inside BJJ and the Grappling Hour here at the Bullpen. All hijinks next week. I cannot tell you guys how excited we are to be back with the PGF. We've done 2 drafts here. Tim's done a third. He might do a fourth by the time we see him on Sunday. But so many great things that are going to be coming through. Cannot wait. So keep it locked here at the Grappling Hour. Keep it locked to Inside BJJ. We have lots of stuff coming up, but I'll probably not be putting up a ton of new interviews this next week because I'll be busy. So in the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in.